And I'm back. More Apollo Justice. Time to finish this trial and get on to episode 3. So let's go. Hurrah! Just gotta set up. There we go. This is it. Big day. You getting any sleep? Yeah. I went to bed at like 1 a.m. or so. Oh. What time did you wake up? 3. It's only 2 hours. But at least you have me. And the amazing Mr. Hat. He's looking at you, kid. Huh? That voice. Hey. Get any sleep? Mr. Wright. I was going out of my mind with boredom, so I signed myself out earlier today. Somehow that place makes fake piano playing at the Indochine pasta seem almost fun. Daddy? Do you know who Prosecutor Gavin's witness is today? Take a guess. How about Little Plum? That Sherman tank of a mom? Nope. That's too bad. You know, speaking of moms, you need to find me a new mommy one of these days. It's barely morning and you're already at it. Okay, see, this is why I don't buy their father-daughter thing. So, Mr. Wright, do you know who the witness is? Alita Tiala, your client's fiancée. She's gonna be a witness? That seems odd. Why would she testify against her own fiancé? You have to wonder what Gavin's up to. Something's going down today, that much is clear. Well, not to worry. I've got my panties back. If we can't find a killer, I'll pull one out of there. Scary thing is, I bet she could. Okay. Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie-Talkie. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution's warmed up, and it's a sold-out house. Very well. To recap, while yesterday's witness seemed more guilty than any other party, guilty of panty snatching, we did find out one thing for certain. There were 3 people in the park at the time of the murder. The witness, the victim, and the defendant. Correct, Herr Judge. And today, I'd like to do something a little new age. I'd like to look at this horrible crime from the outside. The outside? The acquisition of the murder weapon. Preparation for the act. Our poor defendant told all, you see. To his betrothed. His betrothed. His fiancé, Herr Judge. His partner for life. With no chance for parole. Very well, you may show this lucky lady to the stand. Your name and occupation, Fräulein. Alita Tiala. My occupation is further wife. Ah, traditional values. I respect that. Too many brides these days can't even weave baskets blindfolded. Underwater. Yet, you're here today as a witness for the prosecution? To be honest, I didn't want to testify at first. But I couldn't hide the truth. Honesty. Another admirable trait. Fräulein, is it true that, on the day of the crime, the defendant Walkie-Talkie confessed his plans? His plans for murder? Yes. The witness will please give her testimony to the court. It's been quite a bit since I've done these voices, so I'm trying to kind of feel for it again. it'll be a bit. It was the day that the family health checkup results came back. When Walkie found out that Dr. Merictus had lied, he flew into a rage. "I'll teach him," he said. He took one of the family's pistols. And you already know what happened that night. I just don't see how anyone but Walkie could have done it.
So the pistol did belong to the Kitaki family, then?
Yes. With regards to this, an investigation is underway at the Kitaki mansion on charges of possession of illegal firearms.
And the bullet that took the victim's life was
fired from the pistol that the defendant procured? Yes. That has also been proven. How can you prove something like that? Hooray, we're getting a lesson in old school Phoenix Wright. Bullets carry marks from barrels when fired. They're called rifling marks. Rifling marks? Think of them as being a gun's fingerprint, left on every bullet it fires. Hey, when did you first hear about Walkie's plan? It was the day of the murder. I should have stopped him. I just didn't think he'd actually go through with it.
Very well. The defense may begin their cross-examination.
Okay, should be the last one. How can you say that for certain? How?
Objection!
Air forehead. You will refrain from badgering the witness. It was the defendant, Walkie, was it, who took the pistol from the home. We know this for a fact. I suppose we do. So, how could anyone else have used the pistol to shoot the victim? They could not. Simple logic, yeah?
That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything to say regarding this point?
Could someone else have used it? Shut up, phone. Based on your testimony, there was clearly another. One other person had access to the pistol. What's this?
Interesting.
Let's ask the defense. Tell the court who the other person with access was.
Take that!
Well, of course. I mean you, Mrs. Tiala. Me? But why? You were quite clear when you told the court. You heard about the pistol from the defendant the day of the murder. In other words, you knew what he was planning.
Objection!
Let me get this straight. You intend to tell us this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé and killed a man in cold blood on his behalf? I've heard of people doing strange things for love, but this... It does seem a bit unfathomable, to be sure. I'm all for romance and for supporting your partner in life. But I think I would hesitate with murder. I'd hope you do more than hesitate. But what if a different connection could be proven? A connection between the witness and the victim? We might find that they had a personal motive beyond wanting to help their fiancé. That'd put things in a slightly different light. What possible connection are you suggesting here? You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that the police never looked inside the safe. I have evidence showing a connection between the witness, Mrs. Tiala, and the victim.
Take that!
That looks like a medical chart.
I found inside the safe of the Merictus Clinic. I'd like to draw the court's attention to the names written on the chart.
What?
Miss Tiala, why is your name on the chart? Uh-oh. Oh, she's sweating bullets. Sweating bullets! I'll stop. It would be an affront to Dave Mustaine if I do that song right now. Anyway, care to explain the meaning of this? Oh, that's some dismissive look. Did she go to the Dahlia Hawthorne School of... Nah. I'm not sure what you mean by meaning, Mr. Justice. Oof. Our warm little fiancé just froze over. I was on staff at the clinic until half a year ago. It was boring. So I quit. That's all. Is there a problem with that? Miss Tiala, you testified that you had no connection to the victim. And I don't. Now? Now? I quit half a year ago, didn't I? So there's no connection. Let me guess. You're the kind of guy who can't rest until he knows every little detail about his girlfriend's past. Am I right? That's not true at all. I embrace the ones I love past... There's no connection now. It doesn't fly in a court of law. Doesn't fly. She's one tough nut. She probably feels right at home with the Katakis. You left your job at the Merictus Clinic, true, but you remain connected somehow. Very well, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the Merictus Clinic. Sandals? Weird.
Take that!
These sandals were found in the Merictus Clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they? Well, who knows? I'm sure there are a lot of people with sandals. Have you seen what you're wearing? So sorry, Fräulein, but your act isn't working. Your moment of hesitation now just cost you. What's with you? I thought you were on my side. Perhaps you're unaware that toes leave toe prints. Simple analysis of these sandals will reveal all. Well, now we see your true colors. I was wrong to cooperate with you from the beginning. I just wanted you to help get Walkie back on the straight and narrow. No, this court thinks you need to worry less about Walkie and more about yourself. It sounds as though we need to hear a little bit more of your story. Your sandals were found at the entrance of the clinic, which means you went there on the day of the murder. Well, there's little point in denying it. Very well. The witness will tell us about this visit. Why did you go to the Merictus Clinic that day? I did go to the clinic that day. My first time in half a year, since I quit in January. I went to warn him after all. I knew Walkie had the pistol. The doctor always was a timid man. Too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. Gee, I love it when people say that. I wanted to tell him to be careful, as an old friend, like not a coworker? By mistake, you mean the mistake we heard about from the defendant. The botched operation. He was a timid, small man, but I never wished him harm. I just thought I'd let him know, you know. You know? Oh, that does make sense. There's still one thing which doesn't. What's that, Prosecutor Gavin? The sandals left in the lobby, of course. We can assume she wore these at the sandals to the clinic, yeah? Then why did she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home. I would have worn those sandals home, too. So, why were they left behind? Uh-oh. He pointed out the contradiction before me! There's probably a good explanation for this, right? Say, for instance, there happened to be a similar pair of sandals there which you wore home by mistake? Actually, that's right. I'm impressed. Oh, it's nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation. Yeah, forehead. Now, what the? No fair! He's filling in the holes of her testimony. Slick. The defense may begin their cross-examination. Oh, I was about to say that the green bar is not going away, but this chart was found inside a safe in the doctor's office. Uh-huh. Why would this one chart be in the safe? Miss Tiala, you know why it was, didn't you? The mind filling me in? Dr. Merictus didn't have any leisure of making mistakes. That's why he wrote up the false report and kept the truth locked away. Bad, Air Doctor. And that's where you come in, Miss Tiala. Nurse who filed this chart was you, which means you knew about Walkie's failed operation. Interesting. You were in the same position as Dr. Merictus. Kinda makes it hard to claim no connection, doesn't it? You're bold for a novice, I'll give you that. Mr. Justice, you must know I was only a nurse. The doctor is responsible for the chart's contents. Well, this chart business seems to be quite important. Please amend your testimony. Please amend your testimony accordingly. Too bad, little attorney. What the? Wait. My bracelet's reacting again. What is it, Apollo? I felt my bracelet tighten just now. Your bracelet? Just like yesterday. Like you said. I can't see anything. What's my bracelet reacting to? Wait, maybe... That has to be it! What? Your senses. They must be sharper than mine. Huh? I can't see it, but you can sense it. I don't know about that. I don't have some kind of special power or anything. Listen to me, Apollo. There's a weak point somewhere in her testimony. We don't know what her nervous habit is. Then what do we do? You have to perceive it yourself. With your eyes and your senses. Then it's up to me and my bracelet. I don't know why, but the bracelet helps. It's almost like it's one of those stupid magnetic bracelets that helps you feel good, but are totally fake. But this one's real. Anyway, somehow touching it makes me focus. Let's give it a shot and bring down that testimony. Miss Tiala, you're unsure about something, aren't you? Not as unsure as you are. Wow, she sure showed you. Gotta focus and find her habit. I'll find that weak point.
Gotcha!
Oh yeah, there we go. Why go to the clinic for a half-a-year-old chart now, you said? But you know why you'd go now, don't you? I don't know what you're talking about. It was quite clear. You have a nervous habit. The moment you said the word now, you used your right thumb to fiddle with your ring. What? She was unsure. I saw it. Now, it's a key word. The chart wasn't part of your past. It was a clear and present threat. That's ridiculous. Why, if that was the case, I would have had 6 months to do something about it. Indeed. Huh? Which means something happened quite recently. Something to make that chart a problem for you now. I've got her on the ropes. I can feel it. Time to make the killing blow with some evidence. Miss Tiala, there's no use trying to hide it. The chart became a threat to you because of this.
Take that!
A health checkup report belonging to the defendant. The Katakis were trying to get out of the business. The health checkup this month was their first ever. What did you think when they heard about this? Nothing. Why should I think anything? Oh, I would think you'd you'd be positively beside yourself. Because you were afraid. You know what Walkie's chest x-ray would reveal. A full half year had passed since the operation. You thought you were home free. When the chart came back to haunt you. That's all, Your Honor. What just happened? Did the witness just admit to lying? I sensed it. There was a great aura emanating from her forehead. Very cool. So the lady was lying, it seems. That's correct. She said she had no connection to the Merictus Clinic, but her connection was deep indeed. It was a bit too deep. If the Katakis got a hold of this chart with her name, she'd be finished. Isn't that right? You guessed it. Order! I did it. I broke her testimony. Amazing, Apollo. I didn't see it at all. Daddy was right about you. Wait! Miss Tiala? It's true. That chart was bad news for me. That's why I went to meet with the doctor that day. But that's all. I told him about Walkie and went home. It appears this cross-examination's far from over. What? She hid the truth from us. That's clear, and yet, it's not clear that this truth has anything to do with the case at hand. Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony. And we'll have a bit more cross-examination. I'm so close. You're still close. Keep on her, Apollo.
Objection!
You say nothing happened in the doctor's office? I disagree. Take a look at this. What's that? It looks like a squished up ball of clay. Kinda like you, actually. Ouch. This bullet was found in the Merictus Clinic's office. Something did happen in that office, Miss Tiala.
Objection!
Enough of this joking around. The police investigated that clinic.
Objection!
Ah, but this was stuck inside the doctor's safe. Inside the safe? Guess the police didn't check that far.
Objection!
But there's a problem. How can you say that bullet was fired on that day?
Objection!
Weren't you the one who's explaining rifling marks? This pistol was taken from the Kentucky mansion that day. If the marks on this bullet match the murder weapon, then that proves a firearm was discharged in the office the day of that murder. Not bad, Air Forehead.
Bailiff, have this bullet analyzed immediately.
30 minutes later.
The rifling marks on the bullet on both bullets are identical. Well, it seems as though the bullet in the safe was fired from the murder weapon. Perhaps the defense would like to state their position.
The bullet in the safe proves one fact. The bullet was fired in the office that day, and at the time of the firing, the safe was open. The safe which contained this top-secret chart.
Do you think someone was threatening Dr. Meritus in order to open the safe?
Only one person was in a position to do such a thing. Our witness, Alita Tiala.
Order! 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 Mr. Justice, where are you going with this? Are you accusing the witness?
Alita Tiala knew about Waki Kataki's botched operation. She got engaged to him without telling him about it. As long as the bullet remained in his chest, his days were numbered. What if she married him and the bullet finally reached that destination?
What?
That reminds me. Apparently, the Katakis have been asserting themselves in lawful business practices. They're making quite a deal of money. A fortune, if you will.
Nefarious. So she planned to marry him just to get her hands on the fortune?
Ugh. I love how he just... Yeah. Oh.
You keep talking trash about my Alita! And I'll sue you! I'll sue you! Yes, I brought it back. Lawyer man? Me?
Yeah.
You said you...
No. That is not what I said.
I think you mean accuse. Same difference.
No,
Waki. Well, you can't have her. She's mine. It was me. I shot the doctor. Me. He left me to die. So I left him to die. There in the park.
Waki, just go down and...
You keep your hands off my Alita or...
Miss Tiala, I'm sorry, it's been so long since I laughed so hard. Something funny? Waki, wake up and smell reality. Alita, baby. The signature on the chart, the engagement. I mean, come on. It's so obvious. Even for a brainless, spoiled brat such as yourself. Alita? Your honesty is like a breath of a breath of foul air, Fräulein. Hey, I wasn't getting out of this clean anyway.
So the family fortune was what you were after.
That's right. I wanted the money.
No way! That's whack! I ain't trying to hear that!
Should have done the wedding earlier. Oh well. By the way, can I ask you a question?
Who, me?
I believe you said you were... No. Accused. Of what crime, might I ask?
Huh?
Oh, I'm a bad girl. I got close to the brat because I wanted his money. But he was the one with the pistol. He could have fired it at the safe already after I'd left the clinic.
What?
I would never do a thing like that. It was definitely that silly brat.
Wait, but...
What are you talking about? Trucy? You had the most to lose if the chart was found. But I didn't have a pistol now, did I? Well, you could have taken walkies. You think he'd have mentioned that, no? All I've heard him say was, "It was me! I shot him!"
Objection!
That's only because he was trying to protect you. Sorry to intrude on this lovely conversation, but the two of you are forgetting a critical point. Wait, what point? Certainly, the Fräulein wanted that chart. You assume she threatened the doctor into opening that safe, but wouldn't she have taken the chart? Oh! You see, that chart wouldn't have been left in the safe. Oh! He's right. Miss Tiala. Yes? It is clear to this court you're not a very good fiancé. Wow! Oh, I'm flattered. Perhaps it's time you told us the truth. Tell us about yourself, including your actions and whereabouts on that day. Don't forget, we've proven that you were at the Meritus Clinic on the day of the crime. I think... I'm trying to think here. How much more do I have here? Okay, I would say I'm about halfway. Yeah, I'm about halfway. I'm gonna call it here. And I don't know... Yeah, I'll call it here, halfway. And then we'll finish up next time. Thanks for watching.